So it's a row that's intensifying without a doubt. Mark Rowley, perhaps in a bit of a corner here, has decided that he wants to ban these emblems, these patches that have become increasingly common over the last decade or so, with officers wearing them as a mark of respect for colleagues that have fallen. We're showing them on television for our radio listeners, and they are a black and white or black and grey Union flag, very tasteful, with just a blue line across the middle there to signify the thin blue line. And as I say, many officers now wear them. However, the row erupted, you covered it earlier in the week, when the Metropolitan Police issued this edict to officers covering the Gay Pride celebrations in London not to wear them because of fear of upsetting some of those attending the events. Because according to the Met, similar type patches, completely different flag, the Stars and Stripes, nothing to do with this, but similar patches have been hijacked by the far right and transphobic groups. So a bit of a stretch, to say the least. So he said that. Mark Rowley then doubled down on that, which we'll hear in a minute, at the London Assembly yesterday. But what we got overnight was Nick Adderley, who is the Chief Constable of Northamptonshire, waded into the row. He's tweeted and said, "I have offered to pay for the patch for my own officers and staff, my own money, if they wish to wear it, as I'm determined never to allow a minority to twist the meaning of this patch, which risks the memory of fallen officers being driven into an abyss of hushed tones." That is very forthright and damning in its clear implied criticism of a decision taken by the Metropolitan Police Commissioner, as I say, but far from rowing back on this decision at the London Assembly. This is what Sir Mark Rowley said.
I understand that officers care deeply and they want to show how they care about their colleagues, and that creates a bit of tension, and we're discussing it in the organisation. But the reason for taking a firm line is it just drips into officers having hundreds of badges, and then someone's policing something and someone's complaining, well, we know you intended this by that one, but actually it also means that. And the reason this one is contentious, the equivalent in the States has ended up being both a policing symbol and has been used by some hard right groups. And so that's why this is a tricky territory.
Right, I mean, I wouldn't have thought it was particularly tricky, to be honest with you, but apparently it is. But officers are allowed to wear other badges.
Yeah, I think he was tying himself in knots there, really, trying to come up with a cogent explanation as to why they decided to do this. There are a few badges that they're allowed to wear, like support for the Poppy Appeal, for instance, but only 3. And this particular one, as obviously the thin blue line one, is being banned by the Met. But at the same time as just those 3, it seems there are other badges that they're not too bothered about. So at the weekend with Pride, there were officers, as we can see there, going about with other colours, as we can see, the rainbow colours on their epaulets there, and others wearing rainbow badges and things like that.
On the helmet as well.
So Mark Rowley's whole argument here is supposed to be about the police not being seen to favour one group over another. Police without fear or favour. So that's fine in and of itself, but then if you decide that you're not going to allow this Union flag, thin blue line patch to be worn, but then allow the likes of the Pride flag to be worn, what are you saying about fear and favour?